rolling those R's, but it's just not natural when you're not that. You know? Guillermo, affectionately known as Gizzy. Gizzy is a serial entrepreneur. He's an expert in credit, particularly consumer credit. He's got a tremendous social media buzz. YouTube, 500,000 views, over 500,000 views. And he has a pretty decent following on all the other social medias. So he's going to come up and talk to you about that. Everybody learn something today?
Oh yeah, I help my pocket all the time.
Put it into practice, guys. So, live well, learn much, laugh often, love always. Terrence Cash, green light. Thanks for having me. Guillermo,
hey friends, how you doing? They call me Gizzy. I'm online, YouTube, Instagram, #GizzyCredit. I help people with their credit. I've been doing this since 2008, 2009, so this month makes 5 years of me being in business online, helping everyone out. I help a lot of people around your area. The first thing that comes to mind is people who don't know where their credit is at. So I always tell people to monitor your credit. You can always go to www.creditchecktotal.com. That's the one that I like to use, the one that I trust, the one that you can update your credit report 3 times a month and they won't charge you. You can actually hustle them as well. You can call them the first week. It's going to charge you $1 to see your credit report, all 3 bureaus. And then they're going to, you're going to call them during those 7 days and you're going to say, yo, I don't like your service, therefore I'm going to cancel. Oh no, hold up, $14.95. Okay. So if you want to do it like that, you can do that so that you can monitor your credit, not only in good times, but also in bad times. Because in bad times, that's where it gets tricky, because they know your credit is bad, whoever you owe money to, so they keep adding inquiries. They keep adding negative accounts illegally. So you don't want to be, there are predators at that. So you always want to monitor your credit and see what's going on with your credit, as it's the most important thing right now. Of course, if you have cash, you want to buy cash, but as you learn with T-Money, you want to be able to have credit and put everything through your business so that eventually it can be tax deductible. Also, a lot of people who call me around this area, Gizzy, I have no credit, therefore how can I increase my credit score? You can always get added as an authorized user onto a credit card. Usually, that's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your friends. They can extend that and you would essentially authorized user on their credit card. That doesn't mean that you have access to that credit card. What happens is once you get added as an authorized user, they will send the credit card over to that person's house, the one who owns the credit card, and it's up to them if they want to give it to you or not. But you don't want it because that's not, you don't want it for that. You want it because you are piggybacking on that person's credit. When you piggyback on that person's credit, it means that you're able to, the history of that account, which is if that account is 5 years old, $10,000, they owe nothing on it, or $2,000, with the credit utilization being anywhere from 10 to 30%. So that means if it's $10,000, they should only owe $1,000 to $3,000. Therefore, your credit is going to be really good. Now, once you get added, the history of that account that is on the person that has good credit gets transferred over to your credit, therefore giving you 20 points. Worst case scenario, when you have bad credit, you can get added as an authorized user, but it's going to give you 20 points worst case scenario. When you get your credit fixed and you add an authorized user, it can increase your credit score to a 680 to a 720 FICO score. If you have no credit right now and you get added to one, you could be over 700. Just because you're over 700 credit score with 1 or 2 authorized users does not mean that you're going to be able to qualify. You will still have a thin file. A thin file will not be able to go and get you a nice vehicle, will not be able to go and get you a mortgage, will not be able to get you a car loan. But what you really need is 3 types of accounts. One that is 2 years old, over 24 months, one that is 2 years old, more than $1,000, and 2 that are a year old, it could be $300, $400. Active accounts. Now, with the authorized user, you're just piggybacking on someone else's credit, but remember that you should be added, or you should get or have your own primary trade lines, which is your own account that you've had. So, what can get you a vehicle, a home, or anything else? You need to have 3 things. You need to have installment account, which could be an auto loan or a furniture loan. Also, it could be a student loan, but watch out with student loans as they always show maxed out. They never give you a balance. They always going to show maxed out. 2, revolving credit, which is credit cards, mortgage accounts, and other accounts, which could be your gas card or your or Sears card. Now, once you have that full set of credit profile, you're able to go and access new credit. You're able to go and get a new vehicle. You're able to go and get a mortgage. You're able to go and get business lines of credit. Now, what happens around people that call me around this area is that they run up a whole bunch of inquiries when they go to the car dealer. If you know someone who's a car salesman and is a nice person, that's good. Don't trust them. Why? Because the car salesman looks at you and looks at cash. They're going to make money when you trade in your vehicle. They're going to make money when you sell the vehicle, and they're going to make money on the interest. So they come to you, they know your credit is not all great. They go and they say, I'm going to give you 10%. You're so lucky. So then they go and they shotgun your credit, which means they send it to like 10 or 15 other banks. When they do that, they go and search for the lowest rate that they're going to get, let's say 5%, and they charge you 10%, so they make 5% on that spread. So yes, you got a new used 2010 Toyota Corolla, and congratulations. You know how they go in there. They go and shake your hand. I love you, car salesman. Anyways, just be careful. When you know you monitor your credit, and this is the thing when you have power. Yes. Because when you're knowledgeable and you know your stuff and you know what you can do, you go up to them and you say, listen, I have my credit scores this way. What banks are you going to go to that are going to, give me a reasonable rate? And that's when you do what, purchase your vehicle. Always be mindful of that. As I get a lot of phone calls, the South, everybody knows around here, they run a lot of Equifax only, and they go to a lot of Equifax only credit unions, a lot of Equifax only, car dealers that only run Equifax. And be mindful with Equifax only, because you can go to credit unions around here and they'll be able to get you a better rate than when you go to the dealership. So if you could go to a credit union, they run Equifax, that if you just could fix Equifax, you're able to get your vehicle, then that you should do. Because we do that all the time. Especially with my customers in Texas with a lot of Equifax, Georgia, Chicago, people around this area. And then you have TransUnion Experian that run East Coast and West Coast. But essentially, when you run a business credit, they run all 3, and they look at the middle score, just like do for a mortgage. So, you got the credit, monitor your credit, increase your credit scores. Just be mindful of your whatever you have right now, which is whatever credit you have available. Remember, if you go over the limit on your credit, it's going to lower your credit score because you're maxed out. Keep them between 10 to 30%. That's what I educate people on, so that you can have power and feel confident wherever you're going to go. All right, guys, my name is Gizzy. You can hashtag me, hashtag GizzyCredit on Instagram. Look for me on YouTube. This video will be up there as well. And I really enjoy educating people of all races. Matter of fact, 80% of my customers are African Americans. So I get a lot of black people to call me. I'll see you later.
Guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break just for a moment. Just make sure we have things accurate for us. I'm going to close up, so just 5 minutes.
He's a pastor. We were just talking. Yeah, we're going to help him, Gizzy. We're going to help him get his money.
We're gonna.
Can I grab a couple of your cards?
Oh yeah. No problem. We didn't know we were gonna be go to the.